I was on the set of Murderer's Gulch and the plates were still wet in the back of my car, and I was driving home, and I thought in my mind about the Medusa, the raft in the Medusa. It's a 30-some foot painting at the Louvre in France, and I've always kind of liked the romantic feel of that. I didn't really know the story too much. It's a very, very dark story. I looked at it on my phone again. I said, that's the next thing. And I really wanted to test myself. I mean, we could have shot down by the river, you know, a body of water. We could have went to a lake and shot on a lake and got a raft floating. We could have done all those things that make sense. I had this silly idea that, well, let's do it without a body of water. Let's try to get the feel of the body of water. The challenge of this was to have a boat scene, and we're shooting in the middle of the prairie, just 20 feet from the back of my studio. So my photography friend should say, well, you should be out there and get some people on the raft and do some test shots and test the water. Is that water gonna look, is that saran wrap and that plastic that you're putting down, are you gonna buy it that it's water? And for me, I'd rather just kind of go with the flow. So everyone shows up, everyone knows what their job needs to do, and then we just kind of innovate and just kind of ad lib as we go. They all know their job, and I try to step back. I mean, even on these bigger collaborations, Merrick Jose, he is my director, so I'm not even telling people how to stand or anything, so it takes it all off of me, and I hand that over, that trust, to these other people, and they've never let me down. I wanted to call it the Capsizing of Humanity, the wet plate. So I rarely come up with the name before I see the plate. But I get that feel right now in society. There's a lot of turmoil going on. There's a lot of people are not doing the nicest things to each other. So I had this feeling in society that goes along with that plate. So the title, the Capsizing of Humanity, think about that for a minute. Why is that important? We have to think about ourselves as human beings and what do we represent and what do we want to leave? What legacy do we want to leave? Do we want to be kind and generous, or do we want to be hateful and prejudice and all the other ugly things in the world? I'm just very fortunate that people just think that my crazy ideas are worth hanging out for and trying to capture, because I just don't know anywhere else that's doing this, not in this community. And they're here for me, and I've got to get that one plate. And there's a lot of things that go wrong on Capsizing of Humanity. It was 30-mile-an-hour gusts that day. We had rain, we had clouds. These are all things that are not conducive to taking a glorious wet plate. But we worked on it, and we worked on it until we got it. And I think we took 10 plates that day. And yeah, or 3 or 4 of them not that good? Yeah, they're not, but that's okay. For me, we could spend all day, and we just need that one plate.